So these are all the puzzles. And more, and more, and more. And there's even, I think, a couple more in here. Yeah. We need to pare this down. So I got all the puzzles out early in the day, and then time just got away from me, and it was suddenly lunchtime and I had to cook and clean up the kitchen. And as I was doing all that, I was just looking at this mess that I've made to sort out of all these puzzles, and I'm feeling hugely overwhelmed by the amount of decisions that have to be made. Yeah, I'm certainly finding it really hard to juggle the day-to-day homemaking jobs along with this project, and I feel like I can't really do both every day. One thing wins. So while I was making lunch, looking at all these puzzles, I'm also looking at a pile of dishes that need to come out of the dishwasher, in the dishwasher, a huge pile of washing that I need to change, and yeah, then just puzzles everywhere. So I was kind of regretting starting this today because I was just thinking of how many things I need to do to get everything put away and sorted out at the end of the day, because I hate leaving things to roll over from one day to the next, because you just wake up to it and feel just horrible the next morning. And I also wanted to reorganise all of this space, but I haven't quite managed to get my head around how I'm going to do that yet. And I think I was trying to debate that later on in the video, thinking, do I do it, do I not? And yeah, just not being able to really face that decision today. I also had to move all the toy food out of the way. So in between the time where I took all the puzzles out and went to sort them out, the girls had been in here and taken all the toy food out. So that's why that was all over the floor. They were playing kitchens. I was going to put that away and just thought I'll just shove it to one side and deal with the puzzles first, because otherwise I get sidetracked and it will never get addressed. And here I found 2 puzzles that were exactly the same. Like, it just shows when you don't even know what you have. It's just really overwhelming, and it's not the first time it's happened to me. So yeah, I was really struggling sorting this stuff, and a lot of it the girls hadn't seen in a long while, and so they wanted to use it, and it was really hard to get them to part with much. And bearing in mind, I had already decluttered some of their puzzles in the previous video. So the ones that I knew that they wouldn't want to play with, and I knew I could get rid of, I'd already taken out. So that probably made it harder. And yeah, you'll see me in the video kind of holding stuff up and asking them if they want it or could we get rid of it. But they kept saying yes, they wanted it. So I had to kind of hold on to it, and for now anyway. And you'll see as well, I'm counting puzzle pieces. I was actually hoping that a lot of things would have missing pieces or be broken, because it makes the decision easier. And actually I didn't find many puzzles that had missing pieces or broken bits at all. But yeah, it just makes it easier to take the decision out of their hands, out of my hands, and I feel less guilty for letting it go if they're saying they want it, because I know it's no longer useful and they'll get frustrated if there's missing pieces. But yeah, and I've been reading a lot about these issues and this decluttering journey, and it is really interesting how it's so hard for us to let go of things. And I certainly feel so much doubt and a lot of resistance when I'm trying to let go of things that are good quality and useful. I have that little voice in my head that I'm putting it into a declutter pile or considering decluttering it. And the voice says, oh, but what if you need this? Or what if you want this? What if you regret this later? Because you might. And it's really hard to combat that because the inclination is then, oh, well, I'll just keep it for a little while. I'll keep it for now. Oh, what? More. There's too many bundles. And I think I did a lot of that in this video, but that was because the girls hadn't seen the toys in a while. So I did want to give them an opportunity to play with them since they've come out of storage, and also to take some out of this chest. Because I think they've been in there and the girls just don't really reach for them in there. So I think taking them out and kind of leaving them in view to see what they go for and what they don't go for was kind of my thinking. But yeah, this was really overwhelming. And then I was having a fight because ideally I wanted the stuff to fit back in this chest, and there was no way it was going to fit. And you'll see the huge overflow that I ended up moving a huge stack of puzzles into the other room and laying them out, as I mentioned. But even getting the rest in this chest, I was fighting, I was moving stuff, and then I was just getting really super overwhelmed. As you can see, I'm kind of looking around thinking, what the heck do I do here? I don't know how to manage this, and just trying to shove stuff in and reorganize it. And I think this is my downfall, because I'm actually quite good normally at organizing and making things fit and making a lot of stuff fit in a small space. And I think that's why we've ended up with so much stuff over time, because I've actually been quite good at packing it away and organising it. And I think I'm having to retrain my brain a little bit that might not be the answer. And that is going to be a long-term battle, I think, because I'm so used to doing that. So yeah, just trying to get stuff packed in here and put away. I'm really struggling knowing how to organise this. So I've put the puzzles back in the box, but there's a huge overflow in the other room. So I'm going to kind of see what they play with and what they're not playing with, and then take it from there and try and get rid of some more. But I'm looking at this shelving unit, and it's a complete mess, and I've been saying I'm going to reorganise it. But what I'm wondering is whether I put puzzles or games on one of the top shelves. This all needs to be decluttered, as you can see. But I'm wondering whether if I have a designated spot for games or puzzles, they might play them more. But equally, I need a place to put my homemade stuff, because at the moment it's kind of all over the place, and I need to organise that. So the bottom shelf is meant to be colouring books, activity books, magazines and storybooks that are older. The next shelf up is meant to be younger children's books. The next shelf up is meant to be homemade stuff and reference books, facts books, things that we want to have a look at. And then these two shelves are just a dumping ground at the minute. But I want to organise it so I can get to my stuff and organise myself a little bit better. But I'm wondering whether I use some of that space for games and puzzles. Because when they're in that toy chest, they don't tend to go in and get them, which is why I've left a few out. But I don't know. I'm not sure how to organise it. It's really hard to figure it all out. And here was the couple of puzzles that I managed to declutter from the huge puzzle pile. And now I'm just trying to move all this stuff out of the middle of the floor that they've pulled out, all this toy food, because I wanted to also have a little bit of a go through of the toy kitchen stuff again, because we had another delivery from storage. So just trying to make a bit of space on the floor so that I could do that. So just trying to package this all away and find space for stuff again. Just putting all the categories together, because they just pull it out and throw it all over the floor and make food. And I thought I'd got it all, and then one of my daughters said to me, oh, there's loads of plates on the table behind you. And so when I kind of thought I'd got most of it away, there was a load more plates that I had to take down and also empty onto the floor. So this is the lovely plates of food that my daughter prepared for her Inside Out characters. So we have each character has its own plate of food. We've got anxiety, one of her favourites, envy, joy. All the characters have their own plate of yummy, scrumptious food to eat. So this is the kind of games that we have going on. While I was cooking lunch for the girls, they were cooking lunch for their Inside Out characters, which is lovely. And yeah, I like to see them play and enjoy it. It makes all the mess worthwhile. And here, as you can see, my daughter wanted to get involved and decided to show you all her lovely little anxiety figure, which is one of her most treasured toys. And by this point, I hadn't eaten and I was starving, so I went off to make lunch afterwards. Black toast, or bagels in this case. I'm always doing this. I'm always burning stuff, because I try and put it in and then I do other things thinking I'll remember, and I don't. And then it gets burnt. And then I have to scrape the burnt off or cook another one. It's so annoying. So now I've had a bit of lunch after a few attempts at making that bagel. I've just tipped out all the stuff I wanted to go through. Same thing again. We did this a little while ago, but then we had another trip to storage, another car full of stuff. So there was a bit more in here. So again, I just wanted to see if they were ready to let go of anything, because there's too much and it's kind of taking over a lot of the space. So I've tipped out, not the food this time, but just the utensils and the cups and the saucers and all of the pans and the bits and pieces, and just kind of separating them into different categories so that we can get a sense of how much of each thing that we have. And then once I'd done this, I called my daughter in to see whether she could let go of any of it, whether she was happy. So yeah, I think I wasn't expecting her to get rid of a lot. I think in one of the last videos I filmed, we got rid of 2 bin bags, 2 black bags full of kitchen stuff. So I think I might have cut some of that out of the footage because it took so long to go through it. But I wasn't expecting her to get rid of a lot here. I knew it wasn't going to be a lot. But I just thought it's an opportunity while we're putting it away and to condense it a little bit more. So I thought I'll just see if there's a little bit more that could go. And yeah. In the end up, the pile that we got rid of was quite small. We had 8 frying pans, 8 toy frying pans here, and 7 saucepans. That's crazy. How many saucepans and frying pans do we need? This is mad. And this was the final bits that we managed to get rid of. So a bit of cutlery, a bit of puzzles. We're hoping to go to the storage unit again soon, so I might try and film that, as well as setting up my diary, which I'm looking to do, and loads more decluttering. So please like and subscribe if you want to follow this mad journey that I'm on. I really appreciate all of your support.